assessment of that this evening?
Listen, I think I said before the game that we had to be at our very best to win the game, to be able to go through, to give ourselves the best chance to go through, to be at our best, and unfortunately we weren't today. Not through a lack of effort, not through anything like that. It was just, we weren't quite, especially second half. And I think even when you look at how the game started, I thought we were good in the game. I thought we were quite comfortable. Restricted Rangers to very few opportunities from that point of view. And I thought we probably carried the biggest threat. But to find ourselves 2-0 down with how the first half went was really tough to take. And then probably the manner of the goals makes it even harder. I think when the first goal being a set piece, something that was an identical goal that they lost last season, we were asking at the front post, so we showed them that, they're aware of that, which isn't good enough, especially just before half time. And then from there it's big moments in the game, because then we have a big chance to go to the pitch and score at the other end, we miss, and then again lose the goal just before half time, which is something we've done too many times this season already. The timing of goals that we're conceding is something that was putting us really on the back foot, and it definitely changed how the game was going to be in the second half. And then, second half I thought we huffed and puffed without really doing enough to get back into the game. Didn't test Butland enough to put them under real pressure. So I think all in all, I can't have too many complaints. I think the better team went through on the night.
Any complaints with Martin Boyle's disallowed goal in the first half?
No, I think I'm frustrated, but I'm only frustrated because of inconsistency. I'm not frustrated because of the decision. I think it's the right decision because of what we were told, that if a ball hits your hand and you gain an advantage for that by scoring a goal, that it wouldn't be given. And you can see that it does hit Boyle on the hand. He's completely accidental. I don't think he benefits really from it, other than the way he ran. He was running and it hits his hand. So for him to cut it off is the right decision because of what we were told was going to be. My biggest issue is the same as what happened with us with penalty decisions and the next game week. It's probably just inconsistency, which is a word that's been frustratingly used a lot of late.
What do you think's missing? Seems like the team is so nearly there in so many games this season. What needs to change for it to be the complete package?
We still need to keep improving, because we're not that at all. I think that's something that I've said a lot. One thing I have got, as I've said numerous times, is a very good group that are working really hard all the time. We're creating enough chances, so it's not. I would be much more concerned if we weren't creating the chances that we had. I think we had, obviously we carried enough of a threat first half, but not so much in the second half today. But we have been creating enough chances. But it's big moments in games. You need to be taking the chances when you're creating them. And then defensively, is something that we've conceded too many poorer goals of late, which is something that I feel it's my responsibility to fix, and that's an area in which we need to do that. But if you take the chances at one end, goals change games, and that's the big thing. So no, I'm not going to be get carried away and be too downhearted about what I've got. I know we need to improve. I say it all the time, and it's certainly no time to feel sorry for yourself. We Falkirk on Tuesday night, opportunity straight away to get back on the pitch to try and put tonight's result to it right.
Yeah, there was obviously loads in the build-up to this game at Rangers, and all the noise that surrounded Russell Martin and talk of protests and everything. There was a feeling that they were maybe Rangers were particularly vulnerable this evening. Was that something that you felt as though you're maybe disappointed that you couldn't capitalise on?
No, my message to the players all week was to try as best as you can to ignore the noise, because all we can control is what we do. And I think going into the game, I understood why people would say that, because of obviously the result here last weekend with Hearts and everything else, but that game could have been very different when you look at decisions in the game. So Rangers they haven't got bad players. They've got a manager who's been in the Premier League. They've got it's a big club. We come along here, it's a real tough place to come and win games of football. I think history tells you that, especially for us. So we knew, which is why I started the press conference with this, which is we had to be at our very best, regardless of the situation, them not being at the best, or they're still good players. They've still got a way of playing which is difficult. You've seen that today. They're very good in rotations and the way they move the ball. So it was always going to be a tough test. The disappointment side to it, and it probably also shows how far we've come as a group. That we are really disappointed that we've not got through the next round of the cup, coming to a place like this. It shows you measure how far we've come, but also quick to remind them that there is still a lot of improvement to come from us as a group.
Good.